Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends. Today we're going to start a new series on the CSV module, which is going to be key for you to understand if you're going to be working with CSV files, which is to say Excel files. Okay, that's a very, very important business application. You need to know this forwards and backwards. All right, and with that, let's get started.
Return a reader object, which will iterate over lines in the given XFile. XFile can be any object which supports the iterator protocol and returns a string each time its __next__. Method is called file objects, and list objects are both suitable. If XFile is a file object, it should be opened with new line equals. An optional dialect parameter can be given, which is used to define a set of parameters specific to a particular CSV dialect. It may be an instance of a subclass of the dialect class or one of the strings returned by the list_dialects function. The other optional params keyword arguments can be given to override individual formatting parameters in the current dialect. For full details about the dialect and formatting parameters, see section Dialects and Formatting Parameters. Each row read from the CSV file is returned as a list of strings. No automatic data type conversion is performed unless the "non-numeric format" option is specified, in which case unquoted fields are transformed into floats.
All right. Are you still awake? I might be. All right. Here's the example that we're going to use. But we're going to use some real world data. Okay. And when you see the data that we're going to use in this series, I think you're going to be amused. I know I am. Let me just say that it's going to be guaranteed to hold your interest for this whole series. I know it's going to hold mine. Anyway, with that, let's go over and take a look at the code, and we'll learn more about the data that we're going to use. Da, 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 da. And here we are in the code. Now, to try and make things a little more interesting, I've decided to use some real-world information in this series. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a PDF that has the Epstein Flight Log information on it, and we're going to use that for our CSV file. And we're going to sit there and we're going to manipulate that file, and let's see what happens. We're going to go play with the data, right? And the first thing we have to do is convert this PDF to a CSV, and we do that by using Tabula. Okay, which we might talk about one day, but for right now, just a bottom line, it works. Okay, so now we import the CSV file, and now that we have the CSV module up and going, now we can go and read the data. And that's all we're doing in this episode. We're just going to read the data. Okay? And with that, let's go and see what kind of output we got when we ran this code. And here we are in the code. Okay, so each thing here in between these little lines is a record. Okay, obviously some of those got cut off in between. I think there's over 1,000 rows in the CSV file, but some of them get cut off, and that has to do with formatting problems. But the bottom line is yeah, we've got all this information in here, for instance, Teterboro, New Jersey. I wonder what that means. Sarah Kelly. That looks like somebody's name. Flight log. That looks like a date. Yes, we're going to have some fun getting this data. We're going to format the data, and then we're going to parse certain information out of the data. Say when the plane took off, where it landed, who's on the plane, you know, stuff like that. And with that, that completes this introductory video to this new series. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this series. I know I am. And with that, hasta la vista. Have a wonderful day.